My name is Jason and welcome to the Gunner Station, my channel where we talk all things Arsenal, and of course we're going to be talking about Arsenal's big fixture this weekend against Liverpool away at Anfield. And you know what? I'm actually going to predict an Arsenal victory. You heard correctly, an Arsenal victory. Now before I begin, I must stress, I'm not deluded. I'm very optimistic, but not deluded. Arsenal are not a better team than Liverpool. Liverpool have just won the Champions League. 6 times they've won it. They came second with the most points tally ever in history without actually winning the Premier League title. That's not a dig, by the way. They would have won that any other season if Manchester City and their oil money didn't exist. Arsenal, are looking to rebuild, and the same thing that Liverpool have rebuilt in the last few seasons whilst under Jurgen Klopp. Now, Anfield has been an absolutely horrendous place for Arsenal to visit in recent seasons. I mean, last year there was 5-1, and then the year before that was 4-0. Then we've had another 5-1 as well, the one where Daniel Sturridge scored and BT Sports kept advertising that. Although saying that, Liverpool didn't win the Premier League thanks to a Steven Gerrard step, and Arsenal won the FA Cup, so we actually did have a better season. But even still, you'd have to go back to 2016, January. It was a 3-3 draw. That was the last time Arsenal got anything out of Anfield. And the last time we actually even won at Anfield was back in 2012 when we beat them, thanks to Santi Cazorla and Podolski goals, to 2-0 victory. So 2012 is the last time we actually beat them at Anfield. Of course, what helps Arsenal, of course, is the fact that Sky and everyone else keep showing the 4-4 draw. Obviously, the famous Arshavin scoring 4 goals against Liverpool. So that has saved our blushes somewhat, but make no mistake, Anfield has not been kind to Arsenal in recent seasons, especially under Jurgen Klopp. So you might be thinking, Jason, you've just stated about the horrendous record Arsenal have at Anfield and how good Liverpool have been in recent seasons, Champions League winners. Why the heck are you predicting Arsenal to beat Liverpool at Anfield? Well, I'll give you my reasons. Let's start with the team news for Liverpool, shall we? They're going to be missing a number 1 goalkeeper, Alisson, their undisputed number 1. They paid the big bucks for him from last season. He made such a difference to their defence. And now who have they got instead of him? Adrian. Former West Ham United goalkeeper Adrian. The same Adrian that West Ham thought was surplus requirements and released him. Now, with all due respect to West Ham United, they're not on the same level as Liverpool and Arsenal. But it just says a lot when they think a player has surplus requirements. And the only reason he's gone to Anfield in the first place is because they got rid of Simon Mignolet and needed a backup goalkeeper. He got a lot of plaudits for his performance against Chelsea in the Super Cup, but let's be honest, it was mostly Tammy Abraham's awful penalty. And it's not like he saved any other shots either, so I suppose that's Kepa, but I've never really rated Kepa either, but that's for another video. So with their undisputed number 1 out of goal, and they've got Adrian, average at best goalkeeper instead, I think that gives Arsenal's strikers a real chance. But of course, in front of him is, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions, the best central defender in Europe at the moment, Virgil van Dijk. I'm not going to suggest that Virgil van Dijk's on the decline or anything. If anything, he's on the up. However, they seem to be showing Lovren the door. Not that Lovren was a particularly great defender in his own right, but he did play well with Van Dijk last season. They seem to be showing him the door. And they played Gomez against Norwich, and they played Matip against Southampton. And it wasn't the most convincing, was it? I just feel like Van Dijk is still trying to gel with these new central defender partners. And, especially in Norwich game, I noticed he was shouting a lot at Gomez, shouting a lot at Trent Alexander-Arnold. So it's just the chemistry is not fully there at the moment, which I believe Arsenal can take advantage of. Then you go into Liverpool's midfield. Yeah, I know Jordan Henderson is a Champions League winning captain for Liverpool, and that can never be taken away from him, but I'm still not convinced. I just think he's a high-end El Neni, sideways merchant. Their best midfielder is going to be old Arsenal boy Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, but he's still getting brought back into the team after a long injury. He's not fully there. When he's at 100%, I believe Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will be their best midfielder. I think Klopp thinks the same. That's why he's trying to get him into the team sooner rather than later. But he's still not 100% sharp. So that midfield, I fancy our midfield to be better than theirs. And then of course there's Liverpool's famous front three, Firmino, Salah and Mane. All world-class players in their own right, but as I said, they've all scored actually, but I've, again, just not been convinced fully by them so far this season. But in fairness, that's not because they're on the decline. That's purely because, in my view, and a lot of other people's views, they've just had a very busy summer playing for their respective countries. And they're obviously just getting back into it. They still score, which is a good sign, but look who they scored against. Norwich, their whipping boys, and Southampton, their feeder club. So you can't really read a whole lot into that at the moment. So with their, this Arsenal will be the first big team they're going to be playing, or they play Chelsea. As I said, didn't go particularly well, but a lot can be said about the travelling to Turkey and whatnot. So with all the fatigue they've had from playing for their countries and going to Turkey to play Chelsea, I just feel like they're not on total form at the moment, and Arsenal can take advantage of that. But then look at Arsenal. Everyone involved with the club has had a psychological boost from the summer. The fans, the manager, the players, you name it. Just purely because we've had such a great transfer window. In my opinion, the best transfer window of any club in Europe. You've had a David Luiz, a true winner to our defence. I know he has his, people criticising him for his lapse of concentrations and whatnot, but you can't deny the guy is a winner. And with the way we play with his long balls, we can take advantage of that, and he's definitely an improvement on anything what we had before. In midfield, Ceballos has already, shown against Newcastle and especially against Burnley at home, where he was man of the match. What a midfield player we've got. As I said, very reminiscent of Cesc Fabregas and Santi Cazorla. And of course, you've got Pepe up front with Aubameyang and Lacazette. The three of them all together, that's as good a strike force as any in Europe. Rival with Liverpool's. And unlike Liverpool strikers, I feel ours have been very sharp. You've got Aubameyang, got the 2 goals. Lacazette, he missed the first game, but against Burnley, he took his goal very well. Both have contributed very well towards the general team play as well. And Pepe, of the 2 cameos he's had, because obviously he also played for his country in Africa Cup of Nations, so he's in the same boat as Salah, you could say. But coming off the bench, he's shown a lot of strength. As I said, not a flimsy winger. Obviously what he did to Ben Mee as well, nutmugging him, making him look like a fool. There's a lot, I feel like this could be the game, especially if he starts, like his coming out party, so to speak, where we see like what Pepe can really do in the Premier League. I fully expect goals, and I believe this is the best time to be playing Liverpool, with everything I've just mentioned and all the team dynamics that Arsenal have at the moment. I just really want us to put away this Anfield demon of just losing, and not just losing awfully to them. I believe this is a time to change things, and it will be such a big statement for Arsenal to finally beat Liverpool at Anfield after so many seasons. Yeah, most people believe that we won't beat Liverpool at Anfield. We might even get battered by them again, and obviously history shows that we've not done well there, like I mentioned. But I'm confident. I feel this is going to be the change. We've got the uplift in form. We're psychologically well for this game. I truly believe that we'll make a statement result and beat Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, most pundits and Arsenal fans will probably still think we're going to lose. They'll probably think, you know what, Jason, I feel you're just being a bit deluded. All the previous history indicates that we're going to lose, and could even lose very badly. But as I mentioned, I just got that feeling that Arsenal are going to show their true colours this Saturday and end the Anfield ghost. Now on to Arsenal's team news. You've got Mesut Ozil's back in training, but I don't think he's 100% fit and may not start in the 11. You've got Granit Xhaka, who seems to be 100% fit and could very well feature. I personally don't believe he should do, but I'll get into that in a minute. So, as I said, we'll go with the predicted lineup. In goal, Bernd Leno, because it'll be a very bad day in the office if Martinez is in goal. I believe that Leno will have a much more confident performance against Liverpool than he did against Burnley. Burnley, very physical side. I mean, don't get me wrong, Liverpool's front three can hold their own, but I believe that Leno can hold his own more against them type of players than your Ashley Barneses and whatever else. At right back, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who, let's not forget, actually scored a goal against against Liverpool at Anfield last season. And instead of Nacho Monreal, I'd actually personally put Sead Kolasinac in the left-back position, because I just feel he's a better defender and he can go forward a lot better. We need that physical presence as well. Keeping the centre-backs the same, I think Socrates and David Luiz showed promising signs last game, and they should continue to gel. I'm very happy with the both of them so far. Then in midfield, I know Emery seems to take a liking to Guendouzi, but I feel this is the game where we should bring back Torreira, because Torreira is definitely the better of the players and the more defensively minded of the two of them. And next to him, I wouldn't put Granit Xhaka, I would actually keep Ceballos in there, because Ceballos just had an amazing performance against Burnley. He's shown great glimpses against Newcastle, and I think he'll benefit more for us against Liverpool than Granit Xhaka will, because I believe a lot of his passes will be more forward-minded. He'll take shots from afar that could go in. He could get a goal on Saturday as well. So I would keep Ceballos in. As I mentioned, Mesut Ozil, he's coming back into training. I still wouldn't start him though. I feel like Joe Willock has played very well for us, and I believe at this stage Joe Willock will contribute more. There's, obviously Mesut Ozil has gone missing against Liverpool and in big games before, whereas I think Joe Willock will at the very least give us the effort that's required and keep us ticking over. Then of course, our front three, Reece Nelson will go out for this and bring in Nicola Pepe. So our front three of Pepe, Aubameyang and Lacazette. I don't think Liverpool's defence will be able to handle us, especially Adrian. I believe there will be goals, and I expect goals. So my predicted result will be Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2. That is my predicted result. I believe that Aubameyang and Lacazette will get our goals. But I do believe we will concede because it is Anfield. I don't think we will keep the clean sheet in this regard. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching my video. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with me that Arsenal are going to beat Liverpool this Saturday. If you enjoyed this video and wish to see more, please subscribe and also give it a thumbs up and a like. If you wish to follow me further, you can follow me on Instagram. The link is in the description below. As I said, I've been your host Jason, and I'll see you soon. Take care.